Welcome to the Planted Courtyard. My name is Ian Cooke. Please take a moment to like and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your family. In this episode, we take a close look at using dried leaves as a very easy and effective way to insulate tender plants from the cold winter that's about to descend on us. Here you see me using a couple of rakes and a large wheelbarrow, and easy to scoop up large quantities of dry leaves and put them in the large wheelbarrow. Now, the Planted Courtyard's got a very small greenhouse, and I put my grade A plants in there that I absolutely must get through the winter. I like tender plants, I like the unusual, and having the greenhouse gives me great security. There are some plants I just don't have space for, or I haven't yet built what will become the cold frame to protect them. So we're going to take a look at building a protective layer of leaves to keep the frost out. Very, very effective. Now, it doesn't take you long. You do a couple of barrel loads one day, and then 5 days later you do another couple of barrel loads, and you can quickly build up the layers of leaves that you want. Now, I've been using leaves for many, many years. They keep the frost out of the soil the majority of the time, which lets bugs and organisms grow and break down the leaves, which in turn release very valuable nutrients. What I like about leaves is that I can use them to make this protective insulated layer very, very effective, and I'm going to show you how to save your plants. I'm a big fan of using leaves to insulate tender plants to get them to survive the winter. And what we're trying to achieve here is to prevent the rooting zone from freezing, because those plants that are tender won't survive. Now, first step is to prevent it from getting cold. The second step is to prevent it from getting overly wet. And what I've got here is a pile of leaves. Look at it, you think big deal. There's nothing very special happening there. But I'm going to dismantle this and show you a few more things. You know, these leaves are really good at providing a blanket, and that's essentially what it is. They are a series of cells that are hollow on the inside because the water has dried out. And those cells offer really good insulation. So what we have here is a very thin layer, which gives you a thin layer of protection. And if we go deeper and deeper, and we move all these leaves out of the way, you can now see what I think is a secret element. If we just had a pile of leaves, they would all blow away, and that's no good. You get protection now, but a month from now they'll all be gone, and your plant that you're trying to save will be frozen and dead. What I've done is I put this layer of black netting over it, and I use some heavy metal posts in this case, but you could put a piece of 2x4, maybe some bricks, your choice. And what that does is hold a layer exactly where I want it. My plant is underneath this, and with that slightly under tension, it means that I've got even more insulation than you would think. So let's just dig down and see what we've got. This is our plant that we're trying to save. This is a Tree Dahlia. Now, you can see an image here of a plant with its beautiful cerise pink flowers. And this year it grew over 10 feet high. It was planted in March, and then here we are now in December, and it put on 10 feet of growth. And what you end up with is very, very thick, very robust, durable branches. But the problem is that you don't want to leave these on there. If these were to get frosted and die, it's a source of rot, and that rot can go on down the stem. So what you want to do is gradually dry this out. Now, we've had some cold weather here, not excessively cold and not excessively warm, but you can actually see we've got a little shoot. There's a little shoot growing right there. That means that the plant is still active, it's not fully dormant. And it's that full dormancy that helps the plant go through the winter. When it's time to put your plant to bed for the winter, take a moment to inspect the crown. You want to move any wet, soggy leaves away from the crown and replace it with nice, dry, crisp leaves. At the same time, you want to remove any shoots. It's not unusual for a plant to try and put out a new shoot, particularly if it's protected. They need to be cut off. You want to remove those completely so that they don't rot during the winter. So just to reiterate, we want this environment directly around the plant to be 32 degrees or above. We also want it to be dry. So you should avoid stacking a big chunk of wet foliage around the plant that you're trying to save. These are quite dry. And when I show you my next trick, you'll understand how they'll get even drier. When I pack leaves around my plants, I learned the hard way. What I now do is pack a nice evenly dense layer on back, front, left and right first. I don't just pile it on top of the plant. That collar that goes around the sides really does help keep out the cold and will greatly improve the chances of your plant surviving the winter. Now as I press down, I can feel that stump. It's just about there. I need to get at least a foot of thickness. To get to your desired thickness, add layers of leaves. This is like having 3 medium-sized blankets rather than 1 big blanket. Much better and more effective at keeping the right temperature. Here you see me adding a couple more loads using my 2 forks. So now we've got at least a foot of thickness to keep out the cold. This is a fantastic material. It's a house wrap, and this goes on the house, and what it does is it lets moisture on this side come out, but it prevents moisture from this side going in. So if we lay this on top, and we add a couple of bricks, what we now have is a insulated root ball where the cold can't penetrate that plant. And by putting this on top, any rain is cast to one side, but any heat that builds up can vent, and it's that venting that is really popular. I've seen on many occasions where people have used plastic with the idea of keeping it dry and keeping it warm. Well, the plastic doesn't breathe. It'll get really hot in there. The water lower down will condense on the higher part of the plant, and then it will rot as the temperature drops. So this is a way to prevent the crown from getting wet. It keeps the cold out, keeps a nice consistent temperature, and we can uncover this next year and find our plant thriving. Let's explore this layer of leaf and how it interacts with the soil beneath it. As you can see here, we have a layer of leaves that are quite dry. Sunlight, movement of air, sucks out the water and it stays dry. This is very desirable. If you have a 6, 7 or even 8-inch layer of leaves, you'll find that for the majority of the winter, your soil profile will be frost-free. That allows valuable activity of bugs and fungus and bacteria that break down the leaves, releasing the nutrient that the leaves have stored in them. If you apply a new layer of mulch in the springtime, that just won't happen. So this is a cycle that takes a little bit of time. I've seen on countless situations where there'll be a thick layer of snow above a thick layer of leaves, and if you dig down, that ground will be unfrozen. So it does work really well. This is the beautiful albizia that has these nice purple leaves in the summer. I give this a layer of mulch, probably 2 or 3 layers just to build it up, 6 or 7 inches deep. And it just helps keep the real cold out of the root ball, allowing it to grow stronger and faster next year. Thank you for watching The Planted Courtyard. There's lots more valuable videos to come. Next year is around the corner. Make plans. Bye for now.